Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Jimmy Garoppolo and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Zach Wilson and the Chicago Bears.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Not something you expect. To see from the opening kickoff, that's for sure, and they will start at the 40. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
2nd and 12. Now it's Wilson. Green brings it in, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage, but now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football...
Touchdown, Bears! Foster Moreau, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, who's now in his 8th season in the league, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And Jimmy Garoppolo has shown that he can be a Super Bowl quarterback, but his biggest problem, his ability to stay healthy and remain on the field. When able, he's a capable quarterback prone to winning games both in the regular and postseason.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The numbers on the ground for Gainwell last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Dancing to his left. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Garoppolo on first down. To Chenault on the slant. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond as you just noted.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Kenneth Gainwell, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one in second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. And this will be caught by Edwards. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And some room to maneuver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big pickup there on the run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And the reception made by Green. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. These two teams all tied after one. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Christian McCaffrey. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Being chased out left. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
21.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo escaping the pressure right. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to complete this to Chenault. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. LaVisca Chenault, his first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run with McCaffrey. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Second and 11. Throwing is Wilson. Working the middle here. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Bud Dupree has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
You call plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. He gets away from 1. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Throw left side, going to be caught by Chenault. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Rolling to his right. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Running right, this is Gainwell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now Garoppolo lost the football, but it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Garoppolo now. And this is caught by Williams. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down. Here we go. It's Gurley. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. On first and goal, Gurley. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Todd Gurley in the final seconds of the first half. And the Buccaneers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this one is incomplete. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's the Raiders who have the lead in that one. Dak Prescott lighting it up. He's got 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head down to the desert. Check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And that game has gone to halftime with the visiting Texans out on top. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Josh Jacobs, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. Now, they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. He'll get this to the rookie from Florida. That's Kadarius Toney. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
That's out quickly to Chenault. And he's taken down inside the 30.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Steps away to his left. And out of bounds right around the 20. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On third down, it's Gainwell. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 53 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And this is Gainwell. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. There's Garoppolo to throw. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Forced out to his left. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jimmy Garoppolo with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Buccaneers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. Garoppolo looking to throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vinny Curry, the defensive end, got there off the edge. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. There's Wilson. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. They start the drive here with Gainwell. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
And here's a handoff to Gainwell. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Connection made with Chenault. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this third quarter of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That's complete right side to Kmet. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. On the handoff, Gainwell. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Gainwell again. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Gainwell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Here we go.
They'll look to run with Gainwell. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Edwards. The 30. 10. 5. Touchdown, Chicago. Bryan Edwards, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
On first down, Garoppolo. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Garoppolo looks to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Patrick Queen. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bears down by 12. A little under 2.5 to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Now Wilson on first down. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. There's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Edwards.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a 1st down as well.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Wilson. Green's got it over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Again, Wilson. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw it with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, a run with Gainwell. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. And looks like they've got 6 DBs on the field here for a 3rd and 9. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. At a site that's becoming familiar in this season, they remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game, that means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Buccaneers, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.